So to be committed, I'm going to do this. And then when you go and you talk to that person 6 months down the line, hey, what are you doing? I'm still doing the same thing that I told you I wanted to do 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Right? And then when you talk to that person a year later, hey, what are you doing? I'm still doing the same thing. What do you mean? What do you mean? What am I doing? I'm still doing the same thing for a year
It's
ago.
good that you mentioned that, because honestly,
Mhm.
let's say, like, thinking in my head, like top three students, like one of our top three students, or three of our top three students, Seth Taylor, we got Nate, we got Brian. They are all like top students, hands down. And something I noticed, it definitely took them around about 5 to 6 months to actually hit success. Like, it doesn't come in overnight. Like, they had to build, they had to learn, they had to make mistakes to actually get to the position that they're in, but they had to stay consistent. If anything was happening through the good and the bad time, was consistency. They said, we're going to make this happen no matter what, through the bad, through the good. I'm going to see the end, and I'm going to choose what the ending is going to be, the outcome, because I'm being consistent, and I'm speaking it to existence, and I'm putting the action into this. It's going to make success happen. And that's what they all did, even at $100 every single month. Who knew they would be making 30,000 plus every single month?
I
They
think that's
didn't.
when it's hardest to be consistent, right? Like you have to have
Yeah.
that point. And all the students that I talk to, that's the one thing that I find that they have in common. Like they made, I spoke to the Indian couple that I talked about yesterday, or that I talked about earlier. So this couple is in South India. They have 8 of their family members publishing using the Kindle Cash Flow methods, and 2 of their friends. So 10 people, all in all, that they've got excited and that are all seeing results. Like the brother had the husband has 25 books, which is insane that he's been able to do that in 2 months. That's
That's
another
crazy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's
That's
pretty
another
crazy.
interview. If you guys want to go and watch, you'll find it on the YouTube channel or on podcast as well. Um, the wife has 6 books. The brother has 6 books. The sister has 6 books. The mom has 4 books. The dad has like 3 books. Just to hear him talk about this, right? Like he said, and I asked him, I said, what did you make your first month? He said $1.20 his first month. So
Yeah.
you made $1.20 your first month. Most people would look at that and said, "The hell with this! This does not work. I'm out of here. I'm on to the next thing. I'm going to do affiliate marketing, or I'm going to do uh, whatever it might be." What made you stick with this? And he said, because he actually kind of gave me the same answer that you said at the very beginning. Because I know that it's Amazon, it's reputable. And he said
Hmm.
also, Ty, when I saw the training, I watched you and I knew that there was sincerity in you. But the biggest thing is knowing that at the very beginning, it's not going to be like this get rich quick scheme. Like you're not going to become a
Yeah.
millionaire in the first, month or 2 months or 3 months, right? But with that commitment and consistency, it's there. So,
Yeah. One thing I want to throw out there is, like, this is something common. Your first month, your first series, your first book, whatever, it will always, always, always be your worst.
yeah,
You will always make an improvement. My very first check from Amazon was 35 cents. So I applaud everyone that makes more than 35 cents, because that was my very first check from Amazon. I didn't get discouraged when I saw it. I just, like, you know what? The fact that they paid me this, it shows me that this is possible. This is
that's what he
possible.
said. That's
You
what the
know?
Indian guy said. So he said he went around and showing his mom that. I said, "How'd you get your mom and dad on board?" He said, "Because I showed them that $1.20. I showed them that I had made that, and it was in my statement." And they said, "Okay,
Yeah.
Amazon is a big
Yeah. It's Amazon. I mean, like, look, what Jeff Bezos just became, like, what, 2 trillion or something like
yeah,
that?
it's crazy.
It's insane. There's so much money out there that you can get it, and it's going to Amazon. They even have a funding
Yeah,
on the bottom of Amazon website of how much money you can earn in one of their programs. It's like millions of dollars. But one thing that we could all see, everyone has in common, that they start off low and they consistently just keep staying focused and building on top of that. Like, everyone looks at Seth, Brian, and Nate like, oh, they're making $30,000 plus every single month. But no one remembers the day that they posted, hey, I made my first $100 this month. We
yeah,
had screenshots. We have everything of that. I could never forget that. I remember when they each one of them made $100 in a single month, but they stayed consistent. $100 in a single month eventually became $100 in a single day, and then it became $1,000 a month, and then it became 2,000, and then it jumped to 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 20. 30. It just keeps going up, but it all starts with something. It's a brick by brick. It's not a get rich overnight. You have to stay committed. You have to stay consistent, and you got to stay focused, And if you do those things and always continue, it's always be learning, on top of that, because, Amazon always likes to change and split tests and do all kinds of stuff. And you just need to make sure you're always learning, and it's going to happen. Just stay focused. You got to want this as bad as you want to breathe. And that's Eric Thomas right there.
So we talked about, we're going into step 4 now. Step 1, we talked about, right, understanding what digital real estate is. Then we talked about step 2, right, which is getting the course, the most crucial component, I would say right behind it. Step 3 we talked about, which is developing into the person that you need to be, the mindset. Let's go into step 4, right? This is part of that process of when you're getting started with your content, and that is market research. What tips do you have for someone as it relates to market research?
All right, so
why is market research important, as a matter of fact?
All right. So first, starting off, why market research is important. The way I like to think about market research, if I could give someone a vision of this, I think of it just like, think of the time when you are looking for a apartment or a place to live, right? You're going through a bunch of different places, looking at everything. You're looking at the price points. You're looking at like what is in the apartment, how is a microwave, or even looking at the materials. Like, you're going so deep with it. Like, how's the countertop? Is it nice? Is it looking good? How's the refrigerator? Is it like side by side where you open with the freezer on the bottom? How big is the freezer? How much is the rent? Does this have good Wi-Fi? What's the location? Like, you're looking at all of these things before you make a decision. And not only are you just looking at one apartment or house or townhome, whatever it is, you're looking at multiple. You're looking at a lot of them. I always look at market research as a place that I'm looking to move in, and I need to make sure I do the necessary things that this is right for me, And what I would recommend everyone is just treat it like you're going to live there, because honestly, the market that you choose, you're actually building a home there. You're actually building real digital real estate. You're making a property there. You need to treat it the same way as you would do with an apartment or a house or a condo, townhome. You need to look at everything. You're not going to sign something that you truly don't want. You don't like the neighborhood, you're not going to sign to it. You don't like the area, you're not going to sign to it. As entrepreneurs, if we knew, like, honestly, Ty, you have an amazing house. I went over there. It's such a beautiful house.
Thanks.
Do you feel like you would have bought that house if it had bad Wi-Fi?
No.
You want it.
Yeah. That's probably one of the most important things for me.
Yeah, exactly. So what you're doing, you're looking at everything. You're looking at the area. You're looking at the house. You're making sure it's safe. How's the schools in the areas? What's the distance from everything? What is in the house that I love? What am I looking for? You're looking at everything. You do the same thing with market research. Don't just look at it like, oh, I want to jump in this category. That's it. Like, no, look at the best sellers, look at the ranking, look at the book covers, look at the titles, look at the pricing, look at the tropes on the cover, the themes, like everything. Look at it just like you would do it with the apartment or house or whatever. You're going to move in this market. You're going to you're going to set your flag in this market. This is my territory. I'm building a house here. I'm going to be publishing books in this category, and that's the way you need to look at it. So the best thing is, whenever it comes to market research, to treat it just like you would do with an apartment. Look at everything. Really do your research before you sign to something.